Everybody, Julia here with Whole Choice Living. I am back with another back to scratch video. So in my previous video, I had made that slow cook chicken, the frozen whole chicken, and now we have leftovers, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with it. We're going to make chicken tacos for dinner tonight. And one of the things I will not buy in the store anymore, I choose to make it from scratch, is taco seasoning. Super easy, super tasty, and it doesn't have all the junk in it. So I have a package here. I'm not going to reveal the brand. The reason I have it here is because my husband did the shopping. So, you know, that's what he likes to do. So I have a recipe that I'm going to share with you, but I'm going to show you why I don't use the store package season mixes, because again, it's loaded with stuff that you really don't need and stuff that's not really great for us. So I'm going to read a couple ingredients. It's got wheat flour. So again, if you are going gluten-free or if you're celiac or something like that, you don't want the wheat in there. So if you're sensitive to gluten, you don't want to use this pre-seasoned mix. So that's another place to look for things. Salt, garlic, chili peppers, that's all great. Maltodextrin, not so great. Spice, don't even know what that is, right? Onions, paprika, okay, that's fine, that's fine. Sugar, okay, another place that's sugar is hidden, don't need that. And then it's got silicon dioxide, which is an anti-caking agent. Again, stuff that we don't really know what it is, and nor do we need it. Natural flavor, again, anytime you see natural flavor, we have no idea really what it is, right? And they only use natural because it's a marketing thing, right? Something to stay away from. Yeast extract, again, if you are like, why do we need yeast in our taco seasoning mix, right? Again, if that's something that you're sensitive to, lots of people are, you want to stay away from that. Soybean oil. Soybean oil itself is not one of those healthy oils, so that's one of the things we want to stay away from. Again, why do we need oil in our seasoning mix, right? You don't. And malic acid. So again, lots of stuff that we don't really need. So I'm going to teach you right now how to make your own. So I have 8 ingredients here for this recipe. I'm going to put it below in the description so you don't have to follow along. This recipe I'm going to make right now is for 1 pound of meat. Okay, tonight we're using chicken. Lots of times, again, we do, well, I don't. My husband, he hunts, so lots of times the meat that we use is stuff we've hunted or grown ourselves. So our ground meat is usually ground venison. So yeah. So 1 pound, this is per 1 pound, okay? So here's our ingredients we're going to make, okay? So here we go. It is 1/4 of a teaspoon of pepper. And lots of times when I cook, I use whole pepper when I season things, but it's almost impossible to measure out whole pepper, so that's why I use the ground pepper. So pepper, 1/4 or 1/2 teaspoon of oregano. Did you know there was oregano in your your taco seasoning mix? It is actually, it's a common in Mexican food. Okay, 1/4 or 1/2, again, I'm misspeaking. So it's 1/2 teaspoon of oregano, 1/2 teaspoon of cumin, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. It's kind of nice because it's half. They're all pretty much the same. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I use sea salt. And 1 teaspoon of onion powder. I use so much onion powder that I buy it by the bag. And 1.5 teaspoons of paprika. And then it calls for 2 teaspoons of hot chili powder, but I ground, so I recycled the jar, but we grew chili peppers and then I dried them and then I ground them myself to make my own powder. So this is super hot. They're actually cayenne. So I don't use 2 teaspoons. I just basically use a couple shakes because it's so hot. Okay. And that's all. I'm going to stir it up. There you go. Smells delicious. And then you're going to add 3/4 of a cup of water to this and to your meat. So that's as simple as that. So super quick and easy to make. You can make this up ahead of time. I tend to make it every time. I mix it up every time I make a batch, just because, again, part of the reason when you buy your seasoning mix in the package that has that anti-caking agents in there, it's because sometimes those things can stick. I've noticed onion powder in particular can get really sticky when it gets moist. So again, you could mix up a bunch of this ahead of time, just make several batches, and then just use what you need per batch. But for me, since it's so easy to make and so quick to make, it took me less than, a minute to make that. I just make it up every time I need it. So I hope you try it out. And if you do, leave a comment below to let me know what you think. Okay, have a great day.